Agnes, and my head is just swimming. There is just so much to share today, so many great projects. It has really been a creative month for September and October. We've had bingo, we had World Card Making Day, which I am going to tell you about and show you some of the projects, some really cool things there. And it's not over yet. Still lots of creating to do, but that's okay. It is rainy in Chesapeake today. And although I don't like too many rainy days in a row, I do love a good rainy day, especially if I don't have to be out in it. And today I don't. Yay! I get to stay home. So we have a lot to cover. I'm just going to, again, welcome you for being here today. I come to you twice a month right now. The days are sporadic, but you can always catch my replays on my Creating with Colleen Magnus YouTube Live channel. Just go under lives. But anyways, to this past weekend, we had an amazing event. Myself, Tanya Reed, and Michelle Brown, every first Saturday of every October, we celebrate National World Card Making Day. And it was a great time. It's a potluck. We played 3 games of bingo. We had tons of samples. We did demonstrations. We each showcased a different suite. And then they made 6 projects showcasing different techniques. And I'm going to show you some of mine today. So Tanya focused on embossing folders and different techniques and things you could do with those. Michelle gave you great ideas for all of those scraps of designer paper that you love and can't get rid of. Lots of good samples and things with that. And I chose to focus on masking because Stampin' Up! Masks are amazing. And you can even take your dies and different things that you have, make your own mask. And then it's not just for a blending brush. You can use so many other ways to blend also. Last time I was live, I actually showed you how to use the Snowflake Kisses die and emboss with it as a mask. So I used the mask once it was embossed clear, and also I used it as a mask. Go back and check that on my channel if you haven't already seen it. But for today, I am going to get started because, again, lots of great specials, and I am going to show you today how you can get a $125 bundle for only $35. Amazing. I just realized this like 5 minutes ago, and I'm so excited. So let me go ahead and boot up. I know it's hard when you don't have a consistent schedule. It's kind of hard, but I am here today and the 8th, October 8th. Let me click myself on here. And then I'm also going to be here on the 22nd. So I am just looking forward to creating with you. We're actually doing a Christmas card today. I love fall. It's my most favorite time of the year, but I really like this card today. So let me turn this down and we'll get started. So y'all can see. There's my rainy day. There's my rainy day out there. And again, I am okay with that. Just not too many of them. All right, let me turn this around. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, so, we are way down. Let me get this puppy up a lot. See how that does. All right. And I will check my screen to see how that's going. Oh, close enough counts. Okay, so as they're popping on, I appreciate you coming on. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for that also. Please leave me a, gosh, that light's blinding me. Please leave me a message and comments, as I always love to know what you think. So right here, the reason I'm touching on this first is because this is my October class. And I was excited to tell you about it. And this is what my people, all the people at World Card Making Day, were able to create with. So we made 2 cards using the Snowflake Kisses bundle. So for my class, I'll tell you that in a minute. Let me just tell you what I showed them. So here you do have the Snowflake Kisses stamp set. And then these are the awesome dies that go with it. I showed them how to mask with this. Again, we have wonderful masks. I did show them how to use the ones that Stampin' Up! Makes. But if they don't make one yourself. So I'm not going to go into how I did it as far as dimensions and stuff. But these were the 2 cards that they made. And I liked showing these 2 cards because everything I did on them was interchangeable. So this was the first card. This was the mask. That was a white snowflake mask. That's the background. They put it here on the pool party. We took our blending brush, and then I had supplies for 2 cards. We used this mask on this card, and then I took the pool party where we had masked with our brush, cut it down with a postage note, and then that created this card. Waste not, want not, y'all. You gotta use everything you have. So then on the inside, here, I love this inside. I love that we have these corner snowflakes. So of course, I wasn't gonna throw those out. So here, they actually used them on this card. And they were cornered, so we just put them on the corners. So these were the 2 cards that they made at my station. Now, I also showed them some other things. We have what's called shimmery paste. And I showed them how to use their mask and make it with shimmery paste. So this is actually raised. It's gorgeous. I showed them how to color just the snowflakes on here. And this was really a fun sample. And I also showed them how to use it with the large die. Again, that is shimmer paste, and it's really cool. But it got even better, y'all. I went ahead and showed them how to take that die and make it into a stamp. So here, this is a batik. I think it looks like a batik, but I actually showed them how to take a die and make a stamp. So these were the things that I shared at my World Card Making Day. Now for my class, right there, it is going to be held on Friday, October 24th at 2 o'clock or Saturday, October 25th at 9:30. Now, if you can't make the class or you're not local, do not worry about it. You can get it as a class to go. If you pick it up from the house, it's free. If I have to ship it to you, just add an additional $10. Now, this class is only $35. You're going to make 3 great projects. You get the stamp set included, the Snowflake Kisses. So this comes with your class. But then if you would like to add on the dies, you just pay an additional $38. That's just the cost of the dies. And with that, there's no shipping and handling tax on that. So it's still a great savings. But this is what the class will be. And if you already have the stamp set, you will need the stamp set for your projects. But if you already have the stamp set, then you can just select $18 in other product. And the class is still only $35. So email me if you have questions. The last day to sign up for that is this Sunday. But I will actually go in depth and share in my class how these were made. That's my teaser. But I guarantee you it'll be the best $35 you have spent in a long time. So email me if you have any questions. I would love to create with you. So now, what I'm going to show you today, this was also, we had a 7th bonus project. So this here is using these awesome party banner dies. And this was the 7th project they got to create. And just think, you could do spring, fall, winter, joy, any of the words that you want. But they also made this project, and these dies are amazing. This is what I'm going to share and create with you today with these dies. But you can, don't think it's just for banners, even though I think this is great. In fact, we didn't have the dies, I had to create them. But for Tyler Joe, when we had her baby shower, I did a banner across the top with her name, and it was a lot of fun. But you can also use them for cards. So here is a card. I haven't done the inside yet, but basically I use it. I just did not cut the top. That is a card with the banner dies. And here, this is the card we're going to create today. So it's a lot of fun. And it also features this beautiful little jar, sweet jar that I will tell you about. But this was my epiphany before we came on. These banner dies, when you look at them, they are awesome. There's 20 dies, 20 layered dies. So they are big enough for cards, small enough for tags, big enough for scrapbook pages. They really, really are great. Now they normally sell for $40. But as you saw, which I don't think is bad at all, to be honest with you. But as you saw on here, they coordinate with these awesome letters. So I looked them up in the catalog, and on page 86 of the annual catalog, you have that party alphabet dies. So that covers your whole alphabet, anything you would ever want to say, for $99. And the party banner dies for $40. So that's like $138. But when you buy the bundle, which is up here, party die bundle, you get the alphabets and the banners for $125. Okay, so that's 10% off. And I was like, wow, that is really good. But then it all of a sudden got really better because during the month of October, we are having a starter kit special. So basically, right here, y'all, you can select $125 in product and only pay $35 when you join Stampin' Up! Under me. And I can tell you more about it, but I have a wonderful team. We always create together. But when I looked at this and I was like, oh man, the dies and the banners for $35. There is no shipping and handling, only tax. That is your savings of the day. Actually, that's your savings of the year. So you can also, if you'd rather, select $189 in product and only pay $99. You also get a free paper pumpkin kit. So that's like a lot at you at one time, but I wanted to let you know this because once you purchase the kit, you do not have an obligation. You will have all Stampin' Up! Benefits for 6 months, actually a little over 6 months. You'll be a part of my team, and I can teach you lots of creative things. We have a wonderful community, and we share lots of different ways, and I would be very happy to tell you about all those ways. So again, to join, you could just go to creatingwithcolleen.stampinup.net, but I would love to talk to you ahead of time and answer any questions you have. So you can always email me. Anyways, I was so excited. I was like, ah, shame I can't drop and join again, but I think I have a lot that I would lose. So hello, Tink. I'm glad you're here. Melinda and Sarah, hello. And Marva, hi, how you doing? And my Evelyn from Germany. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, enough of the talking. I know y'all want to create. So this is a card that we are creating. And when I first got this, it's a bundle online, and it's called Sweet Jar. So what I love about it, you have this, and then it's also it's not a die, but it's a punch. So you can actually get this as a bundle online called Sweet Jar, and then as a companion set, Stampin' Up! Came out with the online exclusive of the Jar of Joy. And this is really cute. It's a lot of, like, that's two-step stamping, but it creates a gingerbread man. We have the ornaments. We have this adorable little snowman, and they all fit inside that cute little jar. So let me show you a sample. Earlier in the year, I had made this one, and I really liked it because we really don't offer much for St. Patrick's Day. And being an Irish gal myself, it was fun. Of course, also being green, my favorite color, hello, made this little card, sending a little luck your way. And I actually, when I did this card, I did it with the hearts for love. I also did it with candles that you could put in here because this is a very versatile set. It can be birthday, sending a little party your way, send a little luck your way. You can all use that. So that was one card using the set if you get it from the bundle. And then my friend Michelle Avance made this card, and I loved this one because then you can have chocolate cookies in your jar. Of course, I'm a lemon person, but if you're a chocolate chip person, you're going to love that too. So going with the Jar of Joy today, that's what we're going to create with. And we are going to make this cute card right here. So I see some comments here. I know I love this set too, Mary Ellen. She's from Montana. Deborah, how are you doing? Good to hear from you. Thank you, Evelyn. You've got the set and the punch. Good. Then you gals can be creating today no matter where you are. So let me show you what you're going to need. You will need a piece of the 4 1/4 by 11 of shaded spruce. It's gorgeous green. And you're going to score it at 2 1/4 and 7 3/4. You will need a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white for the inside. Gotta love your stylish shapes. You're going to need a circle of the shaded spruce, the 2 1/2 inch circle. And then this is cool. I don't know if y'all have seen this. Sometimes so many things get lost. It's actually in the brochure that I mailed out um, in my newsletter. If you don't get my newsletter, send me an email and I will make sure you do. But it was, let me see, right here. This was, you could print this out since we don't have a physical copy of the online exclusives. These were the September online exclusives. But right here in the corner, it's called Silent Snowfall. So it's a specialty paper. You get 6 sheets in the pack and it's a 12 by 12. And it has these embossed snowflakes on there. So you're going to need a piece of 2 by 4 inch of the online exclusive Silent Snowfall specialty paper. Then you're going to need a 3 by 4 piece of the Elegant Pine snowflake paper. Stampin' Up! Really came out with like 3 amazing snowflake suites or bundles this last time. And they are so easy to interchange, and that's what I've done. Here you got a 2 7/8 inch party banner die. So that's pool party. And then a 1/2 inch scrap of basic white. And then just so you know, there's a scrap of Poppy Parade and a scrap of white we're going to be stamping on. So go ahead, take your picture, do your screenshot, and we'll get started. There you go. Okay. Let me take all my parts here. Okay. Now, when I was creating, a lot of times when I was creating this fold, I need to get the most bang for my buck because these are all for my, I don't want to give a spoiler alert. I have a bunch of these to make this month because I have people who will be making it. And I wanted, you know, with 12 by 12 paper, you want to like get 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch. You want to have something divisible. Don't do a 4 1/4 when you can reduce it down to a 4 because you're going to get a lot more from it. So I was thinking, okay, what can I do here? I always just take like a piece of copy paper and I was like, all right, I want this to be 2 inches. So I scored 2 1/4 because of course everything's a 1/4 inch smaller. And here I measured and I was like, all right, 3 inch would be good. What would I have to do? So then I scored this for it was 3 1/4. And by the grace of God, that was 5 1/2. Because whenever you have it 11 inches, it's going to have to meet. However this gets divided up, it's going to have to meet in order to make your card. So that's how I came up with the fact that I would need 2 by 4 designer paper here and 3 by 4 here. But don't go like using your good cardstock. I'm not a very good upsell person. I want you to, you know, be thrifty and get it all worked out on a piece of copy paper before you actually go cutting a piece of cardstock or a piece of designer paper. Make it work here and do your mistakes there and not anywhere else. Okay, where to start? Where to start? All right, let me get my base here. So again, this is 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it at 2 1/4 and then 7 3/4. So I will fold this in. Take my bone folder. And you can always, when you do this, make sure that it touches there and hold it tight because you don't want to see any white in between. So there I have those 2 pieces. So for my bottom piece, I'm going to take my Elegant Pines. And see, it's really tough because the Elegant Pines is gorgeous on either side. But I think, oh my gosh, that is so pretty too. All right, I'm going to stick to this though. I'll stick to that. I don't know, y'all. We got decisions to make. What do you think? Should I do the opposite? Someone give me a shout out. The first one shout out. That would be the opposite. So that does make it a little bit lighter. Yeah, I think I will. And that's the darker. Why not? Why not? We'll see. And then y'all can let me know which one you like better at the end. And actually, one of these is going to my friend Michelle because she let me borrow some supplies. So now I'll have to make a tough decision on which one to give her. Opposite. Thank you, Evelyn. That's what we're going to do. So I have my opposite there. Now for the top, I have, again, the snowflakes. I don't know if y'all could see that. Let me just hold it up for a minute to see if you can see it. Okay, so they are embossed. And I could put them on here, but I wanted them to pop a little more. And actually, you kind of could just leave them because now it's just not so white. I'm still going to put a little bit of color in there. So what I'm doing is I'll just take a scrap piece of paper, and I am going to take my shaded spruce and my blending brush. And I'm just going to bring it in there. And it's going to look really pretty because, you know, it's the same color as my cardstock, but yet it's just a lot lighter. So I don't have to worry about different things matching. And the darker I go, a little bit more that they pop. I'll put a little bit darker over here. Sometimes I like things very, you know, very smooth all the way across, but then sometimes I don't. It just gives it a little bit more depth. So here I have that, and I'll put it over here. Then I can put this, I think I'll put this up there. We'll put it down there. So I have this piece. And then I will take this and put it on the front. So that's kind of taking care of that part of my card. Now for the inside, I'm going to take my foam pad, since it's photopolymer. I'll take this and I'll just lay it on here because with the photopolymer, it's a harder type plastic or rubber, I guess. I don't think it's really technically a rubber, but oops, grab that. But anyways, you want something that gives a little. The thing about photopolymer, which is so cool, they can get a finer detail because it's not softer like the red rubber was. So you have a good deal with that. So I'm going to take with my spruce here, wishing you the sweetest Christmas. Okay, that was my shaded spruce. And then I'm going to take my pool party. I'm going to bring this back in because I want these cute little ornaments to go off the top. So I'll put that there and put them right up here. And then they look like they're hanging down from the sky or the ceiling. Okay. Let me put this on the inside. Lisa says she has this set. Everybody's so excited. Well, if you haven't used it, break it out. I think this is a fun card to start with it. So that's my card base. So what I'm going to do here for this, I've already cut my pool party banner dies, but again, I love these dies. Too cool. And let me create my little guy here. So I've got a scrap, and I'm going to use the Memento black ink. And Lisa, I hope you're doing good. If I remember right, you are recovering from your knee surgery. I actually saw a picture of you on Facebook last night, and you looked amazing. So I hope you feel as good as you looked. Let me see. Yes, from Fergus Falls. So I've got my jar. I'm going to take my little snowman and just make sure he's straight because you've got the little thing, how it goes. And see how there's a space for his scarf? I was a little confused with that at first. But what I found was, because I'm thinking, I don't know if you can see this, like this. I'm thinking a scarf like goes to the side like this. But actually, it's going to go vertical because that little mark there is the red strip in his hat. So what you'll want to do, you want to take, I'm using Poppy Parade, just a little bit different to go with my pool party. And with this, you've got to be careful. Photopolymer, especially with your red, dyes, they will stain. And if you have a heavy hand, your whole stamp is going to be red. And I'm in therapy. I think I have a problem with that. But anyways, I guess because all you have to do is stamp light. If you stamp light, tap, 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 it's only going to be where you see it. And that's what you want. You want to be able to see that. So I'm going to stamp very light. And what I did, I'm going to have to bring it to me. Let me make sure you can see it. I actually pull it close to me. And as I'm going down, let me get my head in here. As I'm going down, I've got it, there, but I actually am watching the hat. So when I put it on there, I'm watching that line, and that's how you're going to line it up. As long as you've got this line here, your scarf is going to come out just fine. But if you can see, I don't have the entire thing coated in red. I really think having a light hand helps. I think if you wash it right afterwards, it's going to stay pretty clear. And the other thing I do is I actually dip my photopolymer stamps in Versamark first. Because that's just a clear type ink. It's not even an ink really, it's more of a pigment. But I stamp my photopolymer in Versamark. I leave them for 4 or 5 minutes. Then I clean them because that kind of absorbs into the plastic. And I'd rather have that absorbed and kind of seal it as opposed to the red dyes. You might not care, that's fine. I used to not care, but you know what? Sometimes I do. So here, I'm taking the lid, same thing with the lid, because it also punches out the lid. And actually, I think I put that too high. Let me get it here. So I could just cut a lid, but I'll show you the difference when I can punch it out too. And then I'll put this up. So let me see. If the migraine would go away. Well, I'll be praying that migraine does go away, Lisa. So Evelyn says she's used the set with the gingerbread man, but oh my word, the guy is really not that easy to stamp. Oh, from the gingerbread, Evelyn? I have heard that. He's a little tricky to line up. I haven't tried it yet. I will try it today and let you know if I come up with any tricks. And I think sometimes with the two-step stamping, sometimes stamp that image first and then this one. And if that doesn't really do it for you, stamp this one first and then that one. Sometimes it's easier to have the darker color first, but it's really funny. All two-step stamping, they're all just a little bit different. And I think each one, you just got to figure it out with each and every one. So here I'm going to take my markers. Y'all know they're doing away with the markers. We do have the blends, but markers are on the last chance list, and I will always love my set of markers for many, many reasons. But I have this here, and then I even took a little bit of Pool Party. And I'm just very lightly going to kind of highlight that little bit of the snow. And then I will take Pool Party, and my little snowman has to have some little snowflakes with him. So I will take this and put those there. They're really kind of nice because they go around. They can go around his arms. And then if I want to, because I don't want to do this and come off the top because there's a little bit of a white edge, but I can just mask that and take this and go around so it looks like they're all the way through the jar. Should I find a trick with the gingerbread dye? Let us know. I will. I will. And I'm going to work on that because I'll be with you live again on the 22nd. So who knows? We might be working with him on the 22nd. But I have heard that. So I'm all up for the challenge. So here I'm just going to line it up with my punch it out. And then you can, let me show you the difference. You can actually just take this and punch it for the top. But I like to stamp it, that little bit of a stamp. Let me get it, my eyes aren't what they used to be, y'all. So I will just kind of line it up here. And you can see the difference. So that is with the stamp. That is without. Let me make sure I'm in the screen. And nope, let me show you right there. So I don't know if you can really see it. It does add just a little bit. It's not as flat, but I'm going to use the one that I stamped. So I'm going to take my circle, and I'm actually going to put this on with dimensionals. So one already pulled off. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is for my jar. And then for the actual lid, I'm going to use the small ones, but I was afraid when I put it on here that it would stick out just a little bit. So I am going to take one of these little bitty guys and cut it in half. Just like that. And put that on there. And actually, you know what? I didn't. What I did here, let me back up. I taped it here because I didn't need a dimensional on that side. Otherwise, it would pop up higher than the jar. And I taped it on this dimensional on this side. So if I put dimensionals, I'll put it over here. If I put my dimensionals on the right and a little adhesive on the left, it's going to stick better. So let me put this on there. Let me see. Hey, Diane, you got busy and forgot. What? Well, I'm glad you remembered, and you can always, lots of good things in the beginning, you could always go back and catch up. So I'll put that on with dimensionals. Pull these little bitty pieces off here. Put that on. And now it's nice because it's flat, because it's taped here and it is over there. I am going to take my banner, and I'm actually going to put it on the top with some dimensionals. So I'll put one on each corner. One right there. And then here, I can just take this, put it on the top like that. So that will open. And then I'm going to take this, and since I already have that popped up, I'm just going to put this on with adhesive. But this was a lot of fun to make. Originally, this was going to be my class for October, but I thought if I show some ideas with it, I think the other one, the Snowflake Kisses, just really lent itself to more techniques and different things that I could do. So I'm going to come in here with my Wink of Stella. Be careful. You really don't want to. I think if you get a little bit on the Memento, you're okay. But if you're not careful and you get into that scarf, you're going to smear your scarf because that's a classic ink. And once you get it wet, it'll kind of like rejuvenate, come to life. So I have that. And then these, which we couldn't even keep in stock last year. These are great. They're the real red and white adhesive back peppermints, and they're available. They are great, I must say. So I will take this, and let me see, I'm going to put a big one up here. But the red, you know, the red with the pool party and the shaded spruce are just gorgeous. All the colors work so good together. So I have that. And then last but not least, that half-inch strip I was telling you about. This is great to use because a lot of times when I trim this down, when I'm trimming this piece to 5 1/4 by 4, you get this half-inch strip left over. I have tons of them, but they work really good. So here I am gonna once again come in with my mat. I'll put this down. Go into my Poppy Parade. And again, if you see it, I only have ink on the words. You don't need to have ink all the way in between. And I keep my ink pads very juicy, but a light hand always works. Oh, thought maybe I didn't get ink. I think it's my dirty block. So there you go. So send in a jar full of cheer. And I did try cutting it on an angle, but it kind of held off. Let me try it again. Well, Well, we'll try it. We're doing all kinds of different things today. I thought it kind of went over a little bit. So here, if I do send in a jar full of cheer, nope, that'll work. And with this, all right, we're going to try something. With this being white, you can see how this one, it stands out. This one here, let's go ahead and put a little bit of an edge on there. Where is my shaded spruce? So let me take this, because here it's good, but I don't think it stands out enough. So if I just take this and dip this edge in my shaded spruce, you kind of lean it forward a little bit. Let me get that there. Give it a second to dry. Probably could have actually done it in the pool party. I mean pool party, puppy parade, whatever I want. But I think it's going to give it a little separation from the paper. So now when I put it on here, you'll see it says sending a jar full of cheer. So in the future, I think I would do that in Poppy Parade or pool party, but it is what it is. So I am going to lightly put this on because I'm going to take it off and do the other way. Let's just do that right now. All right. Back to my Poppy Parade. Wasn't crazy about the green. What can I say? All right. So let's do send in a jar full of cheer. Let's try pool party. I think that's going to be the magic color to use. I get a little dip here. Let me cut this off here. Cut this off here. Yeah, because this way, if I get it done now, then I'm done. I don't have to go back and fix it to what I would really like later. So much always to be creating these days. We are actually, oh yeah, that's much better. Danny and I are actually taking off for a bit in November to go out to Utah. I have been many, many times with Stampin' Up. He has never been. So I am so excited about that. But my brother's coming in Thanksgiving. I have a crop at Tina MacArthur's Nag's Head crop in November. So I'm trying to get all of my projects and my classes and my creating done now. So I can hit the ground running when I come back. Yeah, I like this much better, y'all. Look at this. See, it wasn't as dark. There. So here. Right here. I know I drive y'all crazy. A little more, a little more. I never expect perfection from anybody else, but sadly, I try to hold myself to that standard, and I need to stop. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. So there we have send in a jar full of cheer. And then we have this one. So now I want you all to let me know which one you like better. You got to give me some feedback. Do you like this one? Or do you like this one? And the people I'll be creating with, of course, they'll get to pick their own because it's just double-sided paper. So let me check my comments. Let me see. Let me see. Isn't that terrible? My contacts. I better bring this closer so I can see what y'all are saying. So again, Diane has a set, and the card gives her inspiration. Thank you, Diane. Let me see. Everybody's saying hello. I love that you all talk to each other. That's so great. So Diane's definitely going to watch the replay. Very good. Debbie, you have the punch other set. Guess you need to get this one. Well, you might as well, Debbie, if you have the punch in the other one. I think this is a great add-on. Yes, it's great that the jar can be combined with two stamp sets. I love when they do that because it gives you more versatility. And when I look at this, man, I think of like a shaker card. Definitely a shaker card because you've got that open area. Maybe we'll try a shaker card with that gingerbread man. That's an idea. I better stick to what I have to get done and not what I want to play with. But you know how that goes. So yes, we dipped it. Everybody likes it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Diane likes both of them. So now don't forget what I was telling you. If you're not already with Stampin' Up, It's a great company and it's a great way to save on all of your crafting supplies. So with the banner, the party alphabet dies, the banner dies, normally 125 when you buy it as a bundle. You can get both of those in your starter kit for $35 because you get to select 125 in product. So that's going to be a $35, no shipping and just tax. Fantastic deal. But let me know if you have any questions. And I also hope you enjoyed yourself today. Please like and share my video. Please give me a thumbs up. And if you're watching after the live, please leave me a comment. I always like to know what you think. I always like to try to better my best, and some good constructive criticism, very nice criticism if it is, will go a long ways. So I will be coming to you on the 22nd. That's 2 weeks, and y'all know not to blink because it'll be here before you know it. But on October 22nd, I will be live at noon Eastern Time, and I hope you'll join me. So thank you, thank you. Who's going to be stamping today? Diane, it's raining in Chesapeake with us today, so I really hope that you're going to be stamping. Thank you, Evelyn. I was thinking about you this morning, if you would be popping on. It's always so cool to me that you're watching from Germany. I just think it's great. So hugs back to you, and hugs to all of you. And let me know. Let me know how I can help you create, because that's what I'm here for. So y'all enjoy the day, and I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Oh, one more thing. My goodness. My creativity files, that is the goal today, is to fix the printer because the printer is not working. So with the creativity files, it's a 8 project class that you can receive free every single month. All you have to do is place a minimum $40 order. You can purchase the PDF for $10.95, and everybody who is on my Creative Inspirations team, they get it for free every month. But it is the directions, the pictures, the supplies, everything you need to make these really cute 8 projects. And you can order on my website, or you can email me to purchase your copy. But let me know if there's any questions I can answer. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. You're thinking about it. All right, call me, Deborah. I can answer any questions that you will have. Good, Diane's going to be stamping. Me too, Diane. I had a late breakfast, so I don't even have to go have lunch yet. So y'all enjoy the day, and let me know how I can help. Love you all. Bye-bye.